Dear students, as part of the paper on population and development, in this module, which is titled as Population Trends, India and its States, we will be focusing on the demographic transition and the changes in the various vital events in India and across different states over a period of time. We should know that when we view the population and its characteristics in India as a whole, the picture is of different way, while in the case of these events, when we look at across different states, it gives a different picture. In that context, given the diversity and heterogeneity of population and its characteristics across states, it is very interesting that we need to know that how the population parameters and the changes that occur while we talk about the country as a whole and also across different states is the interesting nature of viewing in the population studies. Let us begin with on the population size and growth. As the figure directly clearly presents that across different periods of time, the growth of population has shown a varied nature of its influence and also the way in which the population changes have been presented. India as a whole, there is no doubt that there is a time when the growth rate is phenomenal, and over a period it is to be understood that the growth rate started declining, and that decline is faster in some states, while in other states it is at much lesser. But overall, given the diversity, the growth rate also shown changes in its across different states. Let us see how the population growth rate has changed when we talk about different states. For example, if we talk about states like Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Sikkim, West Bengal, Maharashtra, Tripura, and all these states, if you look at in the graph clearly show, and the data also depicts that the growth rate is of varying nature, and also the picture is similar to country as a whole in some states, while it is of different nature across other states. Let us look at population density. The population density is a measure to understand the concentration of population, which is measured as number of people per square kilometer. In this regard, it is also clear that the state level variations are huge over a period of time, and that is very clearly depicted in the table. And when we see states like Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Arunachal Pradesh, and Union Territory like Pondicherry and the state of Orissa have shown a varied nature of its influence, and that is why the concentration of population, which is reflected in population density, has shown huge differences across these geographical areas. The other aspect which we need to understand is the trends in urbanization with respect to country as a whole, and also some states and union territories over a period of 1951 to 2011. For instance, state like Andhra Pradesh, where the urbanization was in 1951 was as low as 17%, has increased, and now it is around 30% as per the latest census of 2011. Similar is the case with regard to states like Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Jammu and Kashmir, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh. And it is very clear that most of the northern states like Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan have shown that the urbanization is relatively lesser compared to the other states like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, which are considered to be in a relatively better position in the percent of urban population in these places. And if you look at the changes as reflected in the figure about the trends in urbanization, it is very clear that there exists a huge differences in the level of urbanization. And furthermore, these variations not only exist at a particular point of time, but these changes are also over a period of time. And that is why we need to understand that a country as a whole, the level of urbanization may be different, whereas in state wise huge differences exist. Let us look at the extent of net migration. Net interstate migration rate, which is reflected per 100 population in the states which are referred below in the table, between 1991 to 2011 really clearly indicate that states like Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Orissa, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal and Bihar have shown varied levels of net interstate migration. For example, in the state of Madhya Pradesh, while it was in the base population year was to the extent of minus 0.04, which is a net interstate migration, has become a positive in the latest census year 2011 to the extent of plus 0.48. Next, if we look at the state of Punjab, the net interstate migration was relatively higher in the earlier period, was to the extent of 1.66, which has come down to 1.27, and the latest period showed it is 0.77. Similarly, the Orissa, which had minus 0.65, has shown further to negatively to minus 1.26 and has come down in the latest year minus 0.55. In the case of Tamil Nadu, it was a negative in the earlier years, minus 0.68, minus 1.42. However, in the latest census period of 2011, the state has performed higher in the case of net interstate migration to the extent of 4.92. Look at the state of Uttar Pradesh, which had a net interstate migration to the extent of minus 2.04, has increased in the negative side to the extent of minus 3.10, slightly come down to minus 1.94. In the case of West Bengal, the state's performance in net interstate migration rate was as low as 0.37, further increased to 1.34, but in the 2001 to 2011 census, it has shown negative minus 0.50. Bihar, in the case of state, the net interstate migration was minus 2.67, further increased to minus 5.64. However, in the latest census, it has slightly come down to minus 3.39. That is why if you look at the net migration, overall there exists a huge differences across these states over a period of time. Some of the states are positive in migration, whereas in some of the states they have a net migration where out migration is very high compared to net migration. Let us look at the performance in fertility of various states over a period of time, which is measured through crude birth rates, which is the number of births divided by total population multiplied by some constant, say 1000 as a constant. These crude birth rates over a period of time across different states like 1971 to 2012 have shown the fertility level as measured through crude birth rate, which is expected for number of live births per 1000 population in the various states during 1971 to 2012. The table clearly shows the wide variations that exist across states. For example, in 1971, the crude birth rate for the state of Madhya Pradesh was as high as 39.1, which has come down to 26.9 in 2011. Similarly, in the case of Arunachal Pradesh, For instance, while the crude birth rate in 1991 was to the extent of 30.9, has come down to 19.8 in 2011. Goa, for instance, has shown how the fertility level is consistently very low and how the decline has taken place over a period of time. For instance, the state has as low as 26.2 in 1971, further came down to 15.5 in 1981, further 16.8 in 1991, and in 2001 its rate is 14.2, and in the latest year of 2011 as low as 13.3. Similarly, when we look at states like Bihar, Karnataka have shown that these rates in these states, which was very high, around 30 in 1971 and further came down to around 25 to 30 during 81, and still has come down over a period of time, and now in 2011 the Bihar state performance is 27.7 years, and in Mizoram, for instance, it is as low as 16.6 years, and Karnataka, which was 31.7 years 7 birth rate in 1971, has shown to be only 18.8 in 2011. This clearly shows the extent of fertility transition that is experienced by various states at different levels across different periods of time, and that is very clearly shown in the figure how the level of fertility, which is reflected through crude birth rate over a period of time, has shown a decline in its levels. Similar is the case with regard to total fertility rates, which is the total number of children per woman over an entire reproductive span of period of time, how a number of children are born per woman is depicted through the total fertility rate. And the estimates of total fertility rate during 1981 to 2000, and in some of the states like Uttarakhand, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Karnataka, Daman and Diu and Haryana, the data clearly showed that, for instance, a state like Assam, which has as high as 4.1 live births in 1981, has come down to 3.5 in 1991, further came down to 3.2 in 1999, and in 2009 the total fertility was 2.6, and in 2010 it was as low as 2.5. Similarly, when we talk about Madhya Pradesh state, the TFR was as high as 5.2 in 1981, come down to 4.6 in 1991, and in 1999 the total fertility rate is 3.9, and in 2009 3.3, and in 2010 it is as low as 3.2. Similar is the case with regard to West Bengal, which was as high as 4.2 TFR in 1981, has come down to 1.8 in 2010. Karnataka, which had a 1981 level of 3.6 TFR, has come down to 3.1 in 1981, 2.5 in 1999, 2.0 in 2000, and in 2010 as low as 2.0. Haryana, which has a very high TFR of 5.0 in 1981, come down to 4.0 in 1991 and 3.2 in 1999 to 2.5 in 2009, and in 2010 it is as low as 2.3. Let us discuss about sex ratio, especially when you talk about sex ratio of EAG states, that is sex ratio measured through number of females per thousand males during 1951 to 2011, the data clearly show that the states across different periods of time have shown a varied levels of ratio, and however, if we look at the sex ratio, though it was very slightly low in the earlier periods, started showing improvement in this recent period, and some of the states have really improved, and while some of the states have come down to the lower level. Similarly, when we talk about the other states like Assam, Bihar, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Sikkim, Gujarat and Delhi, it also showed that the decline in the sex ratio over a period of time, which also shows the extent of neglect of girl children in our society and how it varies across different states. That is why the performance of sex ratio has to be the priority for the planning and execution of various girl child education and girls promoting girls presence in the families, and its importance if we highlight, it will long way to go in improving the sex ratio of these states. Let us look at the crude death rate, which is measured in number of deaths that occur per thousand population, and in the states of major states like Orissa, Uttar Pradesh, Andaman and Nicobar, Gujarat, Pondicherry, Rajasthan, Delhi, and these states also shown during 1971 to 2012 very clearly indicating that the crude death rate was relatively higher in these states when we talk about its situation in 1971 and gradually started declining, and the death rate is more or less now very low in most of these states, indicating that there exists a significant improvement in the sanitation facilities, public health measures, personal hygiene, and also thanks to importing medical technology from most of the developed countries, these developing countries like India have shown a tremendous reduction in the crude death rate. Let us discuss about life expectancy at birth. The life expectancy at birth in terms of number of years infant survives over a period of time indicates that in the states like Bihar, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Kerala, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, the table clearly indicates huge variations in life expectancy. For instance, in Bihar state, the life expectancy at birth in 1981 was as low as 47.4 years, which increased to 58.6 years in 1991, further rose to 64.7 years in 2001, and in 2011, which is the latest census, clearly indicates that the life expectancy in Bihar is 66.7 years. Similarly, in the case of Gujarat, while the life expectancy was as low as 46.5 years in 1971, steadily increased over a period of time. For instance, in 1981, it was 56.3 years, and in 1991, it is 62.1 years, in 2001, 69 years, and in current situation of 2011, it rose to 71 years. Similarly, if you look at Kerala state, which is the highest life expectancy state across different states of India, the life expectancy data clearly show that it was very high of 70.7 years in 1981, further increased to 73.1 in 1991 and 76 years in 2001, and rose to very high of 76.8 years in 2011. So, across these states, which clearly depicts that no doubt the life expectancy is increasing over a period of time, and at the same time huge variations exist across different states under focus. The overall, it may be mentioned clearly that the level of development has a close association which reflects through the state's performance in the life expectancy. And similar is the case when we talk about the infant mortality rate reduction. For instance, infant mortality, which is the number of live births that in the total population, how many live births are not existing before next birthday, is clearly shown that within 1 year of birth, the number of children dying in the states over a period of time, which is reflected through infant mortality rate, is shown. For instance, in the case of state of Punjab, in 1971 data showed that it was around 70s, like 77, 74, and in 2000 has come down to 44, and further 2010 it is 34, and the latest is as low as 28. Goa, which had a very high infant mortality rate of 57 in 1961-71, has come down to only 10 in the case of 2012. Kerala, which had a very high infant mortality rate of 52 in same period of 1961-71, has come down tremendously. In 2010, it was only 13 and further reduction of 1 point, and now it is 12 in the case of 2012. So, these are state-wise variations which are very clear that infant mortality rate has shown over a period of time its reduction has tremendous. However, still there are some states where the infant mortality is very high, and thereby we need to bring special efforts in those states where that rates are relatively higher. Similarly, the trends in median age has shown that state-wise variations over a period of time. The composition of population with respect to different age groups generally reveals that over a period of time, the children's population that is below 14 years of age started declining, and in the working age population it slightly increased, and in the case of elderly population of 60 plus years, there is a steady increase, indicating clearly that there exists a life expectancy improvement, and thanks to the improvement of the public health measures, improvement in personal hygiene, and extent of importing medical technology and overall development of these states, no doubt that it has shown a positive influence on the elderly population. That is why the 60 plus age group started steadily increasing in most of the states, clearly indicating that the children population is coming down, while in the case of elderly population it is increasing, and this data across different states also clearly shown. And that is why when we take into consideration of different age groups and calculating dependence ratios, like for example, the child dependence ratio, which is the total number of children divided by working age population, and also the elderly population dependence ratio, which is calculated per number of elderly 60 plus age group per total worker population multiplied by some constant, and the total dependence ratio by combining both young dependence ratio plus elderly dependence ratio clearly indicates that dependence ratio is increasing in our society, and it is very clearly reflected across different states over a period of time. The elderly population, as we discussed, that there is a steady increase, and the states, every state has shown a tremendous improvement in the life expectancy which has occurred over a period of time. Thus, the various states and its performance in demographic features, like in the case of population size, its growth rate, its sex ratio, and its different age groups composition of population, and over a period of time the extent of dependency ratios clearly indicate that no doubt there exists a transition in the case of fertility, in the case of mortality, and in the health transition, in epidemiological transition. So, each state started showing its overall performance in improving its situation across different points of time. No doubt in the country as a whole, we are able to achieve these developments in the stabilization of population, and also in the reduction of fertility, and in improvement in the health measures, which is reflected in the improvement in life expectancy, and also all have consequences on reducing the children population and increasing the elderly population, which clearly shows that the transition is in a different phase, and India is experiencing the demographic transition where high fertility and mortality has started coming down, and we are now heading for low fertility and low mortality, and in the process population aging is occurring, and most of the states have started showing its in experiencing the population aging, and furthermore in the case of prosperous states, especially in the southern states and western states, the influence is tremendous and the aging is at very high level in these states, whereas still there is a scope for in some of the states, especially in northern states, where the fertility is relatively higher, the mortality is slightly higher, and for overall the life expectancy is moderate, and in the process population aging is also slowly coming down, and experience that the demographic transition is showing at different levels. That is why when we are planning the state as a unit, we need to see, and the state wise variations clearly depicts the state's specific programs and schemes that are required for addressing these issues.